Tonight we have as our speaker, Wanda Woodward, otherwise known as JWoo. And I'm very honored to have her, although I can't, there she is, okay. I forget when I heard you speak when I know Ash was on a webinar and you spoke for the first time. And when you spoke, I said, I've got to meet this woman. You have such a message, and the way you speak is so beautiful. And JWoo is from Atlanta. She's retired and she was living in Ghana. She's been here, I don't know how long in Florida, but I'm going to hand it over to her now. So the floor is yours.
Why, thank you, Kathy. I'm very happy to be here. And I appreciate all you.
Hold on. Everybody needs to mute. If you're not muted, please mute yourself other than the co-host. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just thanking you for inviting me to the Florida Seaside Chat. At the moment, I'm a Floridian and I'm very happy to be here. So was there anything in particular, Kathy, that you wanted me to speak about? Yeah,
I'd like for you to share a little bit about yourself, whatever you feel like sharing, and then your journey to ONPASSIVE. And that is, how did you become a founder? And what does ONPASSIVE mean to you in terms of what you hope to do with your own life and what you hope to do with help others?
All right, well, I am a very vibrant 69-year-old and I love life. And I love it a lot.
What are you retired from?
I retired from a lot of things, actually. I retired from corporate America about about 2007. I was in IT. I worked for a multinational consulting firm as a business consultant, IT business consultant. And then I started doing, I got tired of the corporate world. So I did, Arise, where you work on the phone, AAA, there's a little bit of everything like that. And did some multi-level marketing. And it was all boring. I wanted to change, I needed a change. So I decided that I met some friends, I made friends with a woman from Ghana. And she told me how great Ghana was. So I did some research and I took the plunge and went.
And when did you go?
I went in January of 2013 and I had been there until the COVID.
So then you met, how did you meet this person from Ghana?
I met her through my Christian organization. And I used to help her out. She's 10 years, almost 10 years my senior. So I would give her a ride, that kind of stuff. Anyway, it was a great friendship and we still have that. But I went to Ghana within a year's time after learning about it. I was ready for a change, so I went to Ghana.
How long did you live there?
Up until the pandemic. I got stuck here, if you will. I was to fly back the beginning of April 2019. I had come for, 2020, April 2020. So I'd come in 2019, December for my grandson's wedding.
Yeah.
And it was a nice wedding, a family reunion kind of thing. And I was 3 weeks out from my flight when the airport shut down. So I've been in the US since then.
Yeah, because it really hit like hard in March, but did they stop flying in January?
No, they stopped flying at the end of March. By the end of March, all the airports were closed. And my flight was April 1st.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep.
But I am happy to say that I'm going to be heading out the beginning of December. I'm going back for a visit.
For a visit. You don't know if you're going to stay.
Yeah. So I've been in.
So how did you become a founder?
That's the story. So I was here. So remember, my life is across the Atlantic.
Yeah.
So I happen to be visiting Gloria, who's on the meeting tonight, and Gloria is in Fernandina Beach, Florida.
Uh-huh.
And so she hosted me for a while, and since I knew that I was going to be here, I said I've got to find some extra money. So I started searching online, and I actually found a marketing guru that had a program that I took interest in. So I started, and it was my first time really outside of regular multi-level marketing out, without the internet, that I had really come into the online marketing space. So I learned a lot, and that by means of learning about online marketing and then my previous IT experience as a programmer using tools, someone from Ghana sent me an email, actually a WhatsApp. It still was not an email, it was a text message via WhatsApp, and actually told me to take a look at this opportunity. So I actually heard about ONPASSIVE from an associate in Ghana.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That's something else.
That's something
Yeah,
else.
I couldn't believe it myself. In fact, I had our American attitude that we have sometimes, that somebody from a third world country can't come and tell you that you need something because, our culture is like, we know everything, we had everything. So I got this text message and I was like,
PhD is killing it, right?
I couldn't believe it because his writing of English isn't the best, right? Not that he doesn't speak English, but in Ghana, most people's first language is not English. So his message was like, I have something that's good for your business. And I was like, who is this? Number one, I hadn't worked with him in 3 years. That's the first thing. I didn't even recognize his name, number one. Then I was like, you don't even know me. Do you know what business I'm doing? I mean, I'm not even in Ghana. So I had an attitude, but I'm a good-hearted person. So I responded, do you even know what business I'm in? So he responded back, he says, Madame. So now he comes down a bit and he says, Madame, sorry. He says, blah, blah, blah. And if you're marketing online, you might be interested. It can help your business grow. So that's when I took a serious look at ONPASSIVE. And what I saw, within a week's time, I had registered as a founder.
Yeah, it's amazing that she should say that.
We still have people coming in, so if you watch.
Yeah, so why, Robert?
Because I sent a gentleman one of Mike Ellis's videos from Ghana. The guy was from Ghana. And what's this all ONPASSIVE all about? And I says, you know what? I'm going to send you a video and you tell me if you're interested. I just wanted to see what he would say.
Yeah.
So I sent him the video, and I tell you, within 15 minutes after he watched the video, he goes, how do I sign up for this? Oh, you want to register? He said, yeah. I says, well, I didn't know what his financial situation was. So I says, well, you'll need a credit card. He said, will a debit card do? I says, absolutely. I sent him the registration form and boom, he was in.
Yeah,
it was no problem. It was like,
I think it's easier to recruit in different countries than it is in the United States.
I mean, he got the message just from one video of listening to Mike Ellis.
Well, that's really interesting that you bring that up, because here I've been in Ghana for 7-8 years. Yes, I made friends, but I was a little bit, well, I still am. I'm very people sensitive. So I'm not an aggressive, my behavior is not aggressive in any shape or form. So, I had some friends there, but like you're like, let me see, do they have this? Can they do that? And finally, just recently, I opened up to a friend, because when you think about sharing the opportunity as opposed to how much money I can make by bringing people in, it moves you to cross boundaries that you yourself may not cross ordinarily. And so I called them and I said, I want to share something with you. I said, but you're my friend. So I want to ask you first. I said, it's a business opportunity, blah, blah, blah. But I want to ask you, can I send you the information and you at least look at it? I think he works for Delta over there, but he's a native Ghanaian. And his wife works for one of the banks. And he said, sure. If you're sending it, yeah, I'll take a look at it. And sure enough, he looked at it. He was just like, wow. I mean, just elated, signed up almost right away.
What did you send him? What did you send him? There's something
I have a secret potion of video.
Oh, tell us your potion. That's what that's all about.
Yeah, but I send if I know the person, if I know them, like if they're my personal sphere of friends, then I send the Julie and Milo video I did my first time presenting. They didn't cut it out for me. They didn't cut out just that part. So it has the rest of the things in there, which is okay. I mean, but if you're not in, you don't need to hear some of that stuff. But anyway, if you're in my personal contact, I'll sometimes send that one because I'm the one presenting the opportunity. Mm-hmm. Okay, but I have one by Mike Ellis that I send. I have one by Michael Williams that I send, and I stack them in a certain order. And I have the one that Ash did that's in the invitation, one of the invitation videos, the short one that explains why he has built ONPASSIVE. Mm-hmm. So so I send a presentation first. I send the list. I send 3 or 4 at a time. A presentation, then Ash's explanation, then Michael Williams, and then I may send Julie's little short one about the iPhone to sort of offset the cost so that they can have a way to measure the value of what we're offering. And then I send my registration link last.
Well, I think we all use Mike Williams, and I use Jeffrey Morlock a lot. Jeffrey's my mentor. And I tend to, when people are not so technical, I send them Jeffrey. But
yeah, sometimes, like you said, when you think about if it's in your sphere of influence or you've had some interaction with the person, like when somebody wants a lot of detail and that, Jeffrey's good for that. So it just depends on, who you're trying, who you're presenting to. And I sort of select in that manner. And I try to help my teammates the same way. I have a teammate out in Oklahoma, and she called me last night and said she had been talking to someone and they're sort of interested and she wants to send them something. She doesn't know what to send. And so I just interviewed her and said, well, what kind of person is she? What does she have business experience? Is she good on the computer? And that helps me to gauge like which presentation I want to send.
I think we're so fortunate. When I came in 2018, we didn't have any of this. And we just had 2 little videos that Ash made that were quite interesting.
Hi, Penny.
But we had nothing else. We had no video. And then we had a weekly or bi-monthly webinar, depending on what was going on. But, it was originally just going to be a digital marketing, just do everything for digital marketing. So then I took a break in 2019. And when I came back at the end of 2019, and I was home because of COVID, and I had been attending the webinars, but I really didn't see everything that was going on with I was attending the corporate webinar, but I wasn't attending all, I didn't know all the tools that were being developed. I was just astonished. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I realized that I didn't know how to talk about this business. So I called Jeffrey and I said, help, because I had all these people that I wanted to share it with, but I wanted to be able to talk about it. And he wrote me a PDF actually. And then, the whole idea of these, I think that people who try to bring people in by explaining that rather using the YouTube videos of like Mike Ellis and Mike Williams and Jeffrey and others, let them do, like they say, the heavy lifting is the way. So you became a founder.
Yeah.
And that didn't take too much thought, right? It was pretty clear to you that it was.
No, it didn't take a lot of thought. At the time, you asked me to talk a little bit about the journey. So at the time that ONPASSIVE came across my plate, about a couple of weeks earlier, I was at a crossroads with the current online marketing business that I was in. Again, fortunately, that business is what exposed me to the terminology and some of the things that the products of ONPASSIVE is the solution for. So I didn't know about a funnel till I got into that business. I didn't know about email marketing till I got into that business. I didn't know about repeaters. So all of this, I got exposed to it because of the current business I was in. The problem was for me, as you've heard in many of the experiences of people who are in online marketing, as soon as you got and you learned this piece of it, there was something else you had to learn. So you actually sort of had to stop what you were doing and learn this other piece. And sometimes the piece you learned did require a subscription of its own to access the tools or to pay for the automation. When you send out the emails, the text that's in there, you say, I'm going to send this one at this time, then I want to send the second one so much time after. Those things cost money. So before I knew it, it was like, okay, my monthly subscription auto ship, because it was a combination of MLM and straight marketing, and you started adding those things up. It wasn't the money itself that was getting me. It was just that when I signed up, they said, do you want to work full-time or part-time? You know how they try to gauge you and sell you on, what you can do and how much money you can make. And I was like, I remember I said I wanted to do this part-time. And I'm spending almost 40 hours a week. And I'm at this computer that my head started looking like a computer. And, it was just like, stop.
Yep.
Got down and I did a Ben Friedman. I drew a line across and a line down the middle, and I started writing down what I don't like, what I do like in this job that I had. Then I took another one and I wrote down, this is what I want to do in a job that I do online. This is how much time I want to spend, and I did it. Then I started doing the things that most successful people do, which goes, meditation, positive thinking, activities that produce the results. And I started becoming very aware of, the energy that I was putting in. And I made as much positive energy as I could create on my own. And that's when I got that text from that gentleman, even though I didn't think he could help me, because I was in that mental space looking for a particular type of opportunity or door or way out. When I saw it, that's why I jumped on it. And since then, it's been a no-brainer. Like within 2 weeks, 10 days, I called my girlfriend in Atlanta and I said, you won't believe it. She says, what are you talking about? I said, I found the goose that laid the golden egg. She's like, what? I said, I found it. I'm not lying. So, I've been excited ever since, because the experience I've had the last year and a half with the current online marketing company really was the seed bed for me to be in a position to take on passive on and know that it's the solution for my particular situation, but for so many others. So for example, like my girlfriend, Gloria, that's on the call tonight, she had a particular situation that we all do. It's always something financial and there's always dreams unfulfilled. I met Penny last month, and for 10 minutes, I said, give me a call later. And we talked, and it was a solution. It was the answer for a situation that she has personally in her life. And basically, I've been able to build a very small team. My team is not large by any means, but I already know that's not the point. The point is the value in what you have and the value that you can pass on to people you really care about. Like I said, there's people who just want money.
Right.
Me, I just want to retire. I'm active right now, but I'm looking forward to being real passive. So that's what I have to say about that.
So you want to be on
that,
passive?
What?
She wants to be passive and on passive.
Yeah, that's me. But I'm working for that. You have to work for everything you get.
Hey, listen,
Absolutely.
I understand. I've been working since I was 11 years old. I'm ready to like kick back, right? But so tell us, what does ONPASSIVE mean to you, and what do you hope? There's someone to cut that in. There's we know you want to retire.
Yeah.
Retire. Okay, but what else? What does it mean to you? And do you have?
Well, as Ash says. And I have my own spin on it, and I'm not going to go into that because I'm not Ash. This is not, it's his dream and solution. However, I'm very much aligned in his thinking. I have my own thinking. I'm a little bit older than him and been around a little bit longer, but he's done a great thing because there's a great need in the world, and almost everything else has been tried. And I'm just, even outside of the IT market, in politics, and I'm not a political person, but I'm alive. I've lived 70 years. So everything has been tried. This conference is just ending over the economic, the global warming and environmental things. So everything. And when you think about the problems the last, let's say, 50 years, okay? Because when I was born, the TV was new, okay? Just to give you an idea. So when you think about where the world has gone to and where it's come back from, and exponentially, the problems have escalated. So most people know what the solution is, but as Ash says, you can't get to the solution if you don't have some consensus of mind and then the vehicle to get there. So ONPASSIVE is a vehicle that is going to, and it's not the back door, but it's going to have the back door effect. Okay, it is when everybody wakes up to it, it's like we snuck in the back door. But it's a very direct approach to put power into the hands of people who really want to do something from the heart. Yeah. So kudos to him. I support him because I'm not attached to his dream because of the money. I see a viable solution that needs to happen, and many people look and wonder, well, how we know what we want, what we can do, how are we going to get that? How are we going to get the meeting of the mind? So when you look at the environmental thing, that just, they're disappointed, this one didn't come in to the last minute, and we don't have that problem with this solution.
It's already happening. It's already happening.
So my view about ONPASSIVE and what it is doing, not going to do, what it is doing is monumental in its own right. And ultimately, it will make a mark in history even more so than what it's going to do on the internet. So
So
I'm
in terms of-
attached for the reality, the reality of it. It's real.
So in terms of Oh Blessed, do you have any passions that you are wanting to be a part of?
Yes, I do. It's twofold. There's my personal side. I've always wanted, at one point I wanted to learn CAD and do, drafting and architectural stuff. I can draw. It's not exceptional or anything, but I can draw well enough for an architect to draw out what it is that I want. So I have started a project already in Ghana.
Really?
And that project is to build tiny homes in a design that fits their style of living, which is you cook, you do most of your activities in the day outside of the home, okay? And the inside of the home is shelter from weather, sleeping, entertaining, that kind of thing. So I've designed several homes already, and I will be doing projects. I don't know how to phrase it, where I put 4 to 6 homes on an acre.
Wow.
And make them available to low income and do self-financing for that in Ghana. And then I want to spread that throughout West Africa.
That's wonderful.
Kathy?
Yeah, I was going to say, you ready to talk about the house printing?
Yeah. JWoo, we were
Yeah.
just talking about this, I guess at our last web. Kathy didn't understand what I meant by printing houses. The
I know what
3D
it
printing.
means. I know what it
I
means.
didn't know what it meant. I mean,
She didn't know. So I told her about it's a 3D printer. And I sent her, I sent you that video, right? Of the
Yeah.
houses being printed. And within a week you can print the house a week. I mean, I would gladly chip in for that for your.
It just makes
Yeah, it just concrete makes it all out of concrete. Within a week they got a house built. It's amazing.
Well, that's excellent. One of my architect is also a founder, because we wanted to fund our project. This was early on before I became, well versed in all that ONPASSIVE is going to do. So yeah, we're still, of course, in the planning stages, because as with everybody, the financing is the hardest part. But we won't be saying that next year this time, will we?
I don't
Most
think
likely
so.
not.
Most
hope
likely not. So I'm sure in 6 months' time, my project will be woo, woo.
Yeah, JWoo.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Really?
JWoo.
I have no idea what it's like in Ghana. I went to school with Beverly Portier, and she moved to Ghana when she graduated from high school, and she got married. I don't know what happened to her. I lost count. Sidney Poitier's daughter. But I do know that what you're about to embark on there is amazing. And
yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. When I become passive, which means for me that unless it's a speaking engagement or some special function, I'm going to be off working on my thing, my project. But I'm just looking forward to having the freedom to do it and the ability. And I'm so thankful that at my age, I'm so full of life. I don't have a lot of health issues. And,
JWoo, you and I are the same age. That news for you.
Yeah, and that, mentally, and I don't mean just the brain part, but the spiritual part of mentally, I really desire, to continue to work at full capacity. And so that's what I'm going to do.
Me too. And that's a beautiful story. That's a beautiful story.
That is.
Does anyone have questions for JWoo about what she's talked about?